How do we think we did this time?
Well, we got Rosk.
You did get Ross, plus. Okay.
Woo!
What else?
I feel like we as a collective team may have missed a few things.
Weak leadership.
I think maybe we could have maybe restructured the team later if we had to. I think that might have been good. I definitely got tired and wasn't doing effective compressions. That was noticed. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, that's why we do the second sim, right? Is so you can learn from that first sim. And one thing we did talk about last time is if you don't feel like the leader is being effective, and you feel like you're going to do a better job, then you need to assume that role. If you feel like you have the more confidence or more sure of yourself, then do it. Because at the end of the day, it's not about our feelings, it's about the patient's life.
Yes, please. Let's give him some calcium.
How much calcium would you like?
1 milligram calcium gluconate. Right?
1 milligram calcium gluconate?
Yes.
Okay.
And I'd like to...
I thought we do 1 gram instead.
You want to do 1 gram calcium gluconate? Okay.
Calcium. There's pretty much two options we have in the hospital, right? Calcium gluconate and calcium chloride. We usually try to do calcium gluconate because it's just nicer, because it doesn't hurt when you infuse it. But be mindful of the fact that you have to order that from pharmacy, and it might take a second to come down. So what you always have readily available to you within arm's reach is calcium chloride, and it's in your crash cards. You have to crack it, crack it. Don't let somebody like scare you into not opening that. If you need it now. Okay.
Calcium. We also knew that probably one of the other problems is the potassium, so did we do anything to shift it?
30. I'll be giving you some insulin and because it's glucose, insulin, but what was the insulin?
Doesn't matter.
So I think we haven't shocked yet, correct? Okay. Do we need to go through a whole 2 minutes or 2 rounds of CPR before we wait? Exactly. As soon as everything is ready, you go. You definitely start doing compressions. But again, this goes back to what I was talking about last time. To get to your CPP, you have to do, like, I don't know, it's like 20 or 30 seconds of compressions, really effective compressions to get to the right coronary perfusion pressure. So if you're probably not going to get there, I mean, you're probably there now because you've been doing chest compressions for probably like a minute, but don't let that, the idea of chest compressions and having to do 2 minutes get in the way of you delivering the shock that's going to fix the VFib. Okay.
D50's in,
It's been 2 minutes.
Okay. Recess.
insulin's in.
What's on the monitor?
VFib.
So start charging.
Who is actually running this code? Okay. Nathan, if you're going to choose to do that, you step right off that chest. You say somebody else needs to do chest compressions, and you assume that role. That is as much her responsibility as who is supposed to be, was assigned the leader, as your responsibility is when you assume that role. That is something that is very important, because then people are going to start looking to you for instruction when they should be looking at parole. Okay, and that's like I know that you guys have been in these codes where the communication is very poor. So like, what is the difference between a well-run code and a poorly run code?
Communication.
It's 90% communication, right? Communicating with the person doing chest compressions that they're not being adequate enough. The person doing like bagging them that they need to change the way they're ventilating, or they need to intubate this person. It's all about knowing who that leader is and assigning that role very early on. And again, if you feel that you are more capable to do it, you do it. Okay. Just because you are the chest compression person or the airway person does not mean that you do not have a voice. But if you're gonna start calling out everything and calling the shots in the code, you need to be the leader. Okay.